Oh, hello and welcome to another episode of Kuma's Kitchen. Now, tonight's recipe, well, there's a little bit of a story behind it. You see, a couple of weeks ago, I had a rather fun group for a tour. There were 3 couples from Belfast. I picked them up off of a cruise ship in Kobe, took them up to Kyoto. Now, along the way, we got talking and all, and we talked about a lot of things. But one of the things we talked about was recipes and cooking, and they said, have you ever done an Irish stew? Now, I've done soda bread on here, and I think a couple other Irish recipes, but I've never done an Irish stew, and they said, well, basically they challenged me to do one. And I said, yes, I will. However, you know me, I don't exactly do the norm. So this is a little bit of a different Irish stew. This is a Japanese Irish stew. Yeah. There's a couple of little differences in here you're going to see when you go into check out the recipe. So let's have a bite of this Japanese Irish stew. Well, that is a melding of flavors. You got to try. It's really good. Oh, real hot. But, oh yeah. It's going to be a great dinner tonight at our place. Oh, there's so much goodness in here. All right. Let's go in the kitchen and make some Japanese Irish stew. So, all right, what now goes into our Japanese Irish stew? Well, across the front there, we have got a half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of flour, 5 cloves of garlic thinly sliced, 2 tablespoons of miso paste, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then over here, this is a large Japanese carrot, so if you're using smaller carrots, you want 2 of them. 1 large Japanese carrot chopped up, just coarsely chopped. I want big chunks of it. Then here I've got about 7, 8, I think this is 8 actually. There's 8 shiitake mushrooms, and notice I sliced them really thick this time. So each shiitake mushroom is cut into about 3 pieces. So you're going to get about a little over ½ an inch or about 12 millimeters. Here, these are shishito peppers. Now I know these are becoming more popular overseas, so you should be able to get them. If not, I mean, you can leave them out. You could throw in green pepper or something like that. These do add a certain flavor, though. I really like these in stews. I've been doing a lot in stews lately. So they're going to go in here. There is about 14, 15 of these. All you do is just cut off the ends with the stem, and you're good to go. Just throw them in whole, just like that. Here, 2 leeks, and I've cut them into about 1-inch pieces. So, about 25 millimeters. Thereabouts, 2.5 centimeters, whichever way you want to measure that. And then over here in the back, well, we've got the meat. That is 1.5 pounds of meat. Now, okay, yes, when you're making a traditional Irish stew, you'd use lamb. Lamb is very, very, well, not hard to, well, yeah, pretty difficult to get here in Japan. You can't really get it, and if you do get it, you just get thin cut pieces, and I want big chunks. So instead I'm using pork. You could use pork, you could use beef, you could use lamb, whichever any of those meats you want. That's 1.5 pounds or 680 grams cut into, well, basically bite-sized chunks. Then across here, I've got the potatoes. That's 2 pounds of potatoes or 900 grams. And again, cut into pretty, I guess small bite-sized chunks. I want heartiness in there. And also, this is it's not the kind of potato that, so some potatoes are more waxy and some are more starchy. The starchy ones just fall apart. These are a bit more waxy. We call these May Queen over here, so something like that would be a good potato to be using in here. Across the back, well, that is 2 cups of chicken stock. And over here, Guinness. Yes, I can get Guinness in Japan. It's actually the Irish Guinness, the Dublin Guinness, so that's good stuff. That can is 330 milliliter can. So basically, that size of can. I think it comes in bottles about that amount too. I can't usually get bottles here, so I get the cans. 330 milliliters, that's about 11 fluid ounces. All right, so over here I've got my big ciwette. I never know if I'm pronouncing that properly or not. C-I-W-E-T-E. This is the one that the company gave me about 2 years ago. I really love this thing. So we're going to use it today. It's got good depth to it. It's got a good solid bottom to it, so it puts the heat out evenly. What I'm going to do is bring that up on medium heat. And then I'm going to add in the olive oil. Now while that's warming up, I'm going to quickly grab a bowl. I'm going to throw the flour in here. I'm going to throw the salt and pepper in here. Give that a quick mix. And then I'm going to throw the meat in there and dredge it. So actually you know how clumsy I can be. Let's get that liquid out of the way before I knock it over. Give myself a bit of room. All right, so just gonna toss the meat around inside that flour, salt, pepper mixture. Dredge it through there, get it all coated evenly. Well, basically evenly. Doesn't have to be perfect. And once that's happened, well, let's even out that oil across there. Always got to sizzle nicely when this goes in. Here we go. In goes the meat. All right. Okay. I'm going to cook that for 8 to 10 minutes. Just want to brown the meat a bit. Going to stir it around, move it about in there, and I'll be back here in 8 to 10 minutes. See you then. Well, it's starting to brown a little bit, and it's smelling absolutely fantastic in here. So now, we've got some glazing on the bottom. We want to deglaze that. What we're going to do is get our Guinness in there. So, yeah. I'm just going to pour a little bit in it first. And then just deglaze that bottom. Just scrape all that goodness off the bottom. We want that in our stew. Most definitely. Alright, it's going to cook out of there. There we go, starting to come off. And then as we need to, we just add a little bit more of the Guinness. And just keep scraping until we got all that good brownness off the bottom. And then just keep adding more. Alright. That's looking really good. Smelling great in here. Alright, that's got most of it scraped off the bottom. The rest is going to cook off as we're going to be simmering this for a long time. So in goes the rest of the Guinness. In goes this chicken stock. You can use beef stock too if you wanted, whichever. I just always have chicken stock on hand. I like it. It's a mild flavor. All right, now in go the potatoes. In go the carrots. In go the mushrooms. The garlic. The shishito, I was about to call it shiitake, I already threw those in. And the leeks. The only thing that's not going in is the miso, because that's going in later. Alright, so now, get that down in there. Gonna get a lid on here. Gonna simmer that for an hour. So it's gonna cook everything down. Mwah! It's gonna be fantastic. And then we'll be back and the miso gets its turn. Alright, see you in about an hour. Alright, that's been simmering away there for half an hour. Get the lid off. Whew, let that steam out. Alright, it's looking great. Oh yes. Alright, what do I do now? Just get that miso in there. So when we do miso, we have to put it into, it's like it's a ladle, and slowly dissolve it. Otherwise, if you just put it in like this, it'll just be a big lump in there. So I'm going to put this into a ladle, because you can see why I ladle and not this bowl, because that's hot. I don't want to put my fingers down there. So now I can usually use Usually I'd use a pair of chopsticks at home to do this, but since I've already gotten this dirty, let's just use it. So what I want to do now is I want to do down into the liquid a bit, not the carrot, get in the liquid, and then you just got to start mixing a little bit, dissolving a little bit of that there. So you just want to dissolve a bit in, then just wash it out with the soup every once in a while, or the stew, and then dissolve some more. Just keep working it. Takes a little bit of work. You're going to get it all dissolved. That's going to be fantastic. All right, so all right, that's looking pretty good. All dissolved. So now I just got to wash it out of here. All right, that's it. All right, so we've dissolved the miso in there, and now what I'm going to do is just get that mixed in. That's it. We're done. Our stew is ready. Turn that off. That's ready to eat. All right, so if you like this idea of a Japanese Irish stew, or you just like the idea of fusion cooking and coming up with cool ideas for great recipes, well, stick around. Check out the channel here. There's a lot more original Kevin Riley recipes. Also, make sure you don't miss any of the ones that are coming up by subscribing and clicking that notification bell. Now, go make this and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.